好莱坞著名动作演员史泰龙有新的电影，和往常一样，史泰龙将在这部电影中大展身手。新闻结束前，一起看看精彩的电影预告。我是刘正业，感谢收看，我们再会。
Hey, I'm Lucas. I know you. No, you don't know me, but I know you. It's all those news stories about you and that bank robbery.
It's fairly catastrophic retrograde amnesia.
Think it was real, or do you think he was faking it?
I don't have any memory of what happened to me before I was sent to this place.
What if I told you I can get you out of here?
Let me ask you something. If it wasn't an act, how'd you get out of this place?
Those people, they've come for the money. If they get it, we're dead. If I have to go to prison, I'd like to know why.
Hey, I'm Lucas.
I know you.
No, you don't know me, but I know you. It's all those news stories about you and that bank robbery.
It's fairly catastrophic retrograde amnesia.
Think it was real, or do you think he was faking it?
I don't have any memory of what happened to me before I was sent to this place.
What if I told you I can get you out of here?
Let me ask you something.
现代意义的小提琴最早出现于16世纪初的意大利，而意大利北部克罗莫纳是小提琴的发源地之一。这个城市出产了全世界最优良的小提琴、中提琴和大提琴，也培养出许多优秀的提琴制琴师，当中还包括我国最名年轻的制琴师王其伟。王其伟是我国唯一一位在克罗莫纳受过制琴手艺训练的提琴制琴师。然而，早在学习制琴以前，他的音乐履历表就已经非常丰富。他也曾经在马来西亚爱乐乐团、马来西亚广播电视乐团以及槟城交响乐团担任过乐手。
其实我以前念的都是那些幕后的东西，包括我学音乐，有学钢琴、吉他之类，然后到我选择弦乐玩 double bass， 好像我后面那一把 double bass， 我基本上都是比较是在配角，不是在主角，所以我比较喜欢类似这样的幕后的工作。然后至于怎么会走上这一条路，是因为当年是没有人可以帮忙修乐器，所以变成我就去读这一科。
花了2年的时间在克罗莫纳学习制琴以后，他可以像其他同学一样留在那里进修或开设工坊，可他毅然回到我国，只为了尽快填补我国制琴师的失荒。
他们的概念很简单的，也就是他教会你过后，然后你就去看市场需要什么东西。所以我回到来马来西亚，我们马来西亚其实最大的市场需要就是维修和照顾他们的乐器。
虽然王其伟一开始是为了学习提琴的调修知识，才远赴克罗莫纳深造，然而学成归来以后，他才发现自己最向往的工作还是制作一把提琴。他解释，当今一线的演奏家们普遍有着追求古提琴的情节，而他的目标也正是要做出拥有古老提琴音质和特色的新提琴。
越高档的乐手，越厉害的乐手，他们要的都是老琴，他们不要新琴，因为老琴有一个使用的年龄，他们已经有足够的 season， 所以他在拨弦的时候跟拉弦的时候，他有一种 natural 的一种厚度在，有一种木头给的，然后这个不是一般新琴可以用的， 到今天，我觉得我们的现代人可能没有以前那么的聪明，但是应该照理来讲，人类应该是会进步的。但是我们到现在今天，我们其实还没有真正可以完全突破那个300年前以前设计的那个传统，那个东西。所以我就是尽量维持传统的东西，然后再把这个东西传给下一代。
提琴的面板由比较柔软的云杉木制成，背板和侧板则由比较硬的枫木制成。然而，一把好的提琴，关键不在于云杉木和枫木的品质，而是木头的干燥度是否适中。而所谓干燥度适中的木头，无法轻易的用时间来定义。只有经验丰富的制琴师，能够凭借听觉和触觉，鉴定哪些木头达到了制作提琴的干燥度。
当你拿起那个木头的时候，对不对？你的那个手感跟你这样擦一擦它的那个清脆度，那个，它有一个声音的。那个制琴师拿上手，他那个感觉，他要的就是那个木头。
提琴的制作过程讲求精细，无论是木头的选择、切割还是上漆，每个阶段的细节都得精准掌控。
所以我们制琴的话，第一部分就是选木头。然后选了木头过后呢，我们决定要的木头，基本上我们还要大概放个7年到10年。所以我们一开始我在念书的时候，我还没去进学校的，还没开始正式进学校的时候，我就已经开始买木头了。就是那时候系列去买，然后我就跟着他去买，所以变成我现在做的都是我以前买下来的木头，然后开始从木头开始切换模型，然后到它切出来。然后到我制完全手工，大概最快如果我一天工作8个小时，最快应该要1个多星期到2个星期，可以把一把琴制好，就是还没开始上漆的。然后当我们把这个木头整个东西都做好，合琴变成一把琴过后呢，然后我们从那个琴开始做了处理，然后我们就开始要上漆。上漆到风干到装配到可以拉，大概也要3个月。
不过王奇伟表示，制作提琴真正的难度并不是在于它的制作过程，而是如何在艺术鉴赏力和使用价值之间取得平衡点。毕竟一把提琴会跟着乐手一辈子，所以每个细节的雕琢，如何增加使用的舒适度，它都得细腻处理。
简单的来讲，是一个作品，也是一个艺术品，也是一个使用的东西，我们把它放在一起。因为艺术品我们是好像比如讲画，还是一些雕塑，那个是拿来欣赏，那个是拿来可以摆设。但是我们还有一个困难的地方是，我们除了它是一个艺术品，我们是要拿来使用的。所以如果是你把那个乐器做得太艺术的话，它其实跟垃圾没有什么分别，因为垃圾跟艺术是一线之隔。所以我们难的地方就是我们要综合这些概念全部放进去。
尽管制琴是一项复杂的工作，但王奇伟依旧十分珍惜每一次制琴的时光，因为这不是他经常有机会做的事情。
可能他觉得我们的工作就是来换弦啊，来到那个琴很肮脏啊，要我们帮他 polish 啊。其实我的工作不是做这的，真正的我们要的工作，我们其实就是在做一把琴。但是市场其实不需要，因为很多人都在卖，所以很多时候来找我的，不管是朋友、客户还是音乐家，其实他们都是主要是怎么去保养的乐器，而不是要买乐器。所以我慢慢的、渐渐的，我的工作就变成很多时候是帮忙照顾乐器跟帮忙修，所以变成我的制琴的部分就比较少。
此外，从事制琴师8年多的他也发现，我国的提琴乐手大部分都不懂得如何保养他们的乐器，因此近年来他也积极地走入学府，给学生传授提琴保养知识。
因为我们很多人连基本的保养都没有的概念都没有，老师只是教你拉琴，然后但是老师没有教你怎么去照顾琴。基本上，如果一把小提琴，是不是当我们拉完琴过后，练习完处理，其实最简单要做的就是把那个松香那些肮脏的东西给它擦掉，然后把那个琴弦每一次都要把它清干净。然后至于这些这个我们叫做琴码，然后琴码的位置，然后还有这一些 调音柱的这些小的东西，如果你有照顾好的话，基本上这把琴它的那一个实用性它就一直会维持。
王启伟一直都非常欣赏意大利人制琴的理念和哲学，并立志要将意大利的传统制琴手艺推广到马来西亚。可惜事与愿违，虽然带着制琴师的身份学成归来，主要从事的工作却是给提琴调音和维修的提琴医生，但他始终都没有忘掉他提琴工程师的理想。这些年来，他都利用业余时间去雕琢他心目中最好的提琴，因为他一直都相信人因梦想而伟大。浅线视窗采访报道。
Ngauman Harimau Melaya. Ini kemuncaknya. Saksikan amukan Harimau Melaya menentang lahar berapi naga emas. Demi Malaysia, demi satu piala, demi merebut tahta juara di Asia Tenggara. Saksikan perlawanan akhir 2 Piala AFF Suzuki 2018. Vietnam bertemu Malaysia Sabtu 15 Disember 8 malam di TV2 dan RTM HD Sports. A 14-month-old baby drowns in bucket full of water. Immigration Department nabs 204 illegal immigrants. Good afternoon, I'm Muhammad Amin, and you're watching News on 2. A 14-month-old baby boy, Muhammad Arash Zahrain Osman, was found dead in a pail in his house at Jalan Pengkalan Lambat, Sungai Rambai, Melaka yesterday. And Jasin Police Chief Deputy Superintendent of Police Arshad Abu said the family rushed to the Sungai Rambai Health Clinic, saying their son had drowned in the bathroom when the family members were unaware. DSP Arshad said the clinic's medical officer checked the boy and there were no signs of any early resuscitation efforts done at the house. But the clinic administered it for 30 minutes but could not revive the victim. He also said a physical check of the victim's body did not find any signs of injury and the body was clean with no signs of injuries. The Jasin Police Chief further noted investigations did not find any criminal elements and the case is being investigated for sudden death. Well, meanwhile, in Terengganu, a teacher is feared to have drowned while swimming in a river nearby the Bandar Permaisuri Bridge in Setu. Abdul Rauf Muhammad Zulkarnain, a teacher at Sekolah Kebangsaan Tiara Permai, Sentul, Kuala Lumpur, usually goes for a swim in the river whenever he returns home for the holidays. Setu Police Chief Superintendent Zulkifli Madris said the victim had been swimming with his younger brother Abdul Wafi, 17, and two of their friends at about 3:40 p.m. when he was swept away by the current for about 400 meters from the bridge. He said the police were summoned at 4:26 p.m. and the police and fire and rescue service formed a search and rescue unit to look for Abdul Rauf. The search and rescue unit consisted 39 officers and personnel from the Fire and Rescue Department, Malaysia Civil Defence Force and RELA. The operation, however, was stopped around 7 p.m. yesterday and resumed this morning. Well, heavy rain is expected to continue in Kemaman, Terengganu as well as in Kuantan, Pekan and Rompin in Pahang today. According to a statement from the Malaysian Meteorological Department Director General Alwi Bahari said last night, heavy rain is also expected to occur in Dungun, Terengganu, Jerantut and Maran in Pahang, as well as Mersing and Kota Tinggi in Johor. Heavy rain is also expected to occur in the states of Kelantan and Terengganu, namely in Besut, Setiu, Kuala Nerus, Hulu Terengganu, Kuala Terengganu and Marang within the period of 15 December until 17 December. It is believed that the continuous rain occurrence is due to the winds blown from the West Pacific Ocean to the East Coast states, which is expected to begin on 15 December. Wind speed of 40 to 50 kilometers per hour, together with waves reaching 3.5 meters, is also expected to occur on the waters of the four states during the mentioned rainy periods. The Immigration Department have detained 204 illegal immigrants in an enforcement operation conducted in Cyberjaya and the federal capital. Director General Dato Sri Mustafa Ali said 185 immigrants, comprising 183 Indonesians and 1 China and Bangladesh nationals each, were inspected in the first raid at Kongsi houses in Cyberjaya 10, Cyberjaya. Dato Sri Mustafa said of the total, 185 were detained over numerous immigration offences, including not having travel documents, overstaying and expired work permits. The second raid was conducted at a hotel in Jalan Pudu, which was found to have prostitution activities involving foreign women such as from Indonesia and Thailand. 19 were arrested during the raid. It is also believed that the hotel had been raided several times by the authorities prior to this for the same activities.
Sering kita dapati ya, penggunaan WeChat telah dipergunakan dalam aktiviti seperti ini apabila ada keperluan-keperluan untuk mereka engage atau mendapatkan pelacur misalnya, mereka dapat berhubung melalui aplikasi WeChat ini dan selepas itu datanglah nanti pelanggan ke bilik yang telah ditentukan. Dan itulah biasanya modus yang telah digunakan oleh mereka.
The Director General said this at a press conference on the enforcement operation, which was headed by Deputy Home Minister Dato Muhammad Aziz Jaman in Cyberjaya. The Tampin Hospital in Negeri Sembilan today received a bomb threat through a phone call made by an anonymous caller. Now, Negeri Sembilan Fire and Rescue Department Director Norazam Kamis, who confirmed the matter, immediately dispatched 9 personnel from Tampin Station to the location as soon as they received the distress call from Tampin District Officer's office at 6:50 a.m. Now, he said the police did a thorough check while the patients were moved to a secure place. Norazam also said that they will be monitoring the situation from time to time. The Sabah Yang di-Pertuan Negeri can now serve for more than the previously restricted 2 terms, and the State Legislative Assembly yesterday approved an amendment to the Sabah Constitution to allow this. 46 assemblymen voted for the amendment, 14 voted against, and 5 were absent when the vote was taken. The amendment involved Article 2, Clause 3 of the State Constitution, and it does away with the 2-term restriction on the period of office of the Yang di-Pertuan Negeri. Sabah Chief Minister Dato Sri Muhammad Shabi Abdal said the Yang di-Pertuan Negeri is a symbol of the head of state and does not have executive powers. He said the appointment of the Yang di-Pertuan Negeri is also not based purely on duration and race, but on quality and responsibility. The Sabah Chief Minister further denied that there have been negotiations between the Chief Minister and the Yang di-Pertuan Negeri on the amendment to the Constitution. The government aspires to turn Malaysia into a reading nation by 2030. And Education Minister Dr. Mazli Malik said the National Reading Decade from 2021 to 2030, which would be launched next year, was aimed at creating a world-class, knowledgeable community. Dr. Mazli Malik said his ministry has taken the initiative to bolster the reading program, which has been in place for over 2 decades, considering the campaign has yet to yield satisfactory results and the involvement of literature experts is still not comprehensive. He said that a new, more robust and aggressive approach needed to be drafted to attract more people to love reading and inculcate a reading culture. The minister said this during the pre-launch of the National Reading Decade in Putrajaya yesterday. Dr. Mazli further noted that the world's most literate nation study done in 2016 ranked Malaysia 53rd, far behind neighboring country Singapore in 36th place. Well, Transport Minister Anthony Loke said Malaysia and Singapore should be allowed to negotiate on the issue of the proposed Instrumental Landing System, or ILS, approach to the Republic's Seletar Airport. Now, he said the technical experts of the two countries are scheduled to meet next month on the matter. Loke said Malaysia had made a very clear point and came up with a video to explain the position.
We have made our points. We will come up with a video to explain our position. I think that's very clear. As any other technical considerations and so on, I think I will leave it to the technical experts from both sides to thrash it out.
The Transport Minister said this after launching the Happy Guests Caring Host Service Culture and Senior Citizens and Family-Friendly Facilities at KL International Airport 2, or KLRA2, in Sepang, Selangor. Malaysia earlier protested against the new ILS runway approach protocol at Seletar Airport, announced by Singapore, which is due to come into force on 3rd January, claiming that the use of the protocol will have landing aircraft enroached into Malaysian airspace. It said that at no time did the Civil Aviation Authority Malaysia, or CAAM, agree or give its approval for the publication of the new ILS procedure for the airport. A little after the break, well, unions condemned Ford's rejection of factory takeover offer.
When your one last episode ends, when you've had a long day, when it's time to call it a night, it's the holidays. Oh yeah. So treat yourself right with the KFC Holiday Bucket. Dig into the finger-licking goodness of KFC chicken. Now with the new hot and spicy prawns. KFC Holiday Bucket. Your holiday, your way.
Welcome back. Now, Felcra Berhad has lodged a report with the Malaysian Anti-Corruption Commission, MACC, to investigate several findings from Felcra's management audit. Now, the report was lodged by its new chairman, Dato' Nagib Wahab. In his speech on his first day at office, Dato' Nagib had instructed that the management audit be conducted in a holistic manner. External auditors appointed with the cooperation of auditors in Felcra then conducted checks and investigations in a holistic manner and discovered several findings which required further investigations by the MACC. It is believed that the report will allow for a thorough MACC investigation into the audit and ensure the protection of public interest and staff welfare. Felcra Berhad is a corporate organization wholly owned by the Malaysian government under the Minister of Finance Incorporated. It was established to develop rural areas by helping them to participate in national economic activities. Well, French Finance Minister Bruno Le Maire accused Ford of treachery and cowardice on Thursday in a furious reaction to the U.S. automaker's decision to shutter a factory near Bordeaux and snub a potential buyer. Now, around 850 jobs are on the line at the Blanfort plant in the southwest of the country, which has turned out gearboxes for Ford since 1972. The French government has been involved in negotiations to find a buyer and supported a bid from Franco-Belgian equipment manufacturer Punch Powerglide, based in the eastern city of Strasbourg. But Ford said on Thursday that it planned to reject a takeover offer and would instead offer redundancies to the staff ahead of an end to production there in August 2019.
Ford préfère faire des économies en fermant carrément une usine, en sacrifiant les 872 emplois plus les emplois induits qui sont autour de 2 ou 3 000. Voilà, Ford fait ce choix dégueulasse et complètement antisocial de fermer une usine plutôt que de laisser au moins la tentative d'une reprise de son usine de Bordeaux.
In a statement, Ford's local subsidiary FAI said they do not believe that the plans presented by the potential buyer offer a level of security and protection or limit the risk of future job losses which they are seeking for FAI employees. The Ford factory has become another battleground between French trade unions and American multinationals that are often portrayed in France as heartless, job-slashing capitalists. Suspected Strasbourg gunman killed in shootout with police. Details right after this. Well, Virgin Galactic's Spaceship 2 flew higher than it ever has before, surpassing what the U.S. Air Force considers the boundary of space and marking the first manned flight to space from U.S. soil since 2011. The United States has not sent any people to space since the U.S. space shuttle program ended in 2011 and has relied on Russian Soyuz rockets to ferry astronauts to the International Space Station. Virgin Galactic marked a major milestone on Thursday in that race as its spaceship made it to a peak height, or apogee, 82.7 kilometers after taking off attack to an airplane from Mojave, California, then firing its rocket motors to reach new heights. The flight with 2 pilots on board was a major victory for the company headed by British tycoon Richard Branson, who is striving to send tourists to space at a cost of $250,000 per seat. The first crew tests of SpaceX and Boeing's astronaut capsules are expected next year. Virgin's first flight date had been pushed back multiple times following a test flight accident that killed a co-pilot in 2014. Branson told CNN in November he hoped to send people to space before Christmas. Well, French police on Thursday shot dead a gunman who had been on the run since killing 3 people at Strasbourg's popular Christmas market, a source said. Now, more than 700 French security forces had been hunting for this 29-year-old Sherif Chakat since the bloodshed on Tuesday night. Now, the source said he was shot and killed by police in the Neudorf area of the city. Police in several European countries had earlier joined the manhunt for Chakat, a Strasbourg native. He was believed to have been injured after exchanging fire with soldiers during the attack but managed to escape. Authorities published Chakat's picture late Wednesday in a bid to track the career criminal who has at least 27 convictions in 4 European countries. A 5th person was detained by police for questioning on Thursday, in addition to the suspect's parents and 2 brothers who have been in custody since Wednesday. Well, a second Canadian citizen who has been questioned by authorities in China is presently missing, Canadian officials said Thursday, adding to tensions following the arrest of a top Chinese telecom executive on a U.S. request in Vancouver. The Canadian Foreign Ministry identified the second Canadian as Michael Spavor, a China-based business consultant who facilitates trips to North Korea. His disappearance emerged after former Canadian diplomat Michael Kovrig, who works for the International Crisis Group think tank, was detained during a visit to Beijing on Monday. Kovrig's arrest was seen by experts as retaliation over Canada's arrest of Meng Wanzhou, the chief financial officer of Chinese telecom giant Huawei, at Washington's request on allegations related to breaking Iran sanctions. Meng was released on a $7.5 million bail by a court in Vancouver on Tuesday, pending a U.S. extradition hearing. Meng's case has infuriated Beijing and shaken Canada's relations with China, which it itself embroiled in a trade war with the United States. Canada's Foreign Minister Chrystia Freeland told a press conference that the Canadian government was working very hard to ascertain his whereabouts and have raised his case with Chinese authorities. China's foreign ministry did not immediately respond to faxed questions. Well, Donald Trump on Thursday denied directing his ex-lawyer Michael Cohen to break the law after the U.S. president's longtime close ally was sentenced to 3 years for campaign finance violations and also other crimes. The U.S. president did not dispute directing Cohen to make payments to women who accused him of having an affair in order to keep them quiet, but said he did not direct Cohen to break the law while doing so. During an interview with Fox News that aired later Thursday, Trump dismissed Cohen's more than decade-long work with his company, saying Cohen did very low-level work and more public relations than law. Cohen was sentenced to 3 years in prison Wednesday for crimes that included making false statements to Congress, tax evasion, and arranging payments during the 2016 election to silence women who claimed they had affairs with Trump. Trump denies those claims. Cohen attributed his offenses related to Trump to his duty to cover up his dirty deeds. As the courtroom drama unfolded, Trump remained largely silent and ignored reporters' questions about Cohen during an executive order signing event at the White House. Trump, during his interview, also tried to distance himself from the two campaign finance charges related to payments Cohen arranged for two women who claimed they had affairs with Trump. Well, a court in southeast France on Thursday sentenced 7 people, including 3 foreigners, for illegally helping a group of migrants cross into the country over an alpine pass from Italy. 2 Frenchmen who had previous court convictions were given 4-month jail terms. The others, who included an Italian woman, a Swiss man and a Swiss-Belgian man, received suspended 6-month sentences. The activists, whose supporters dubbed them the Briachon 7, took part in a solidarity march of 100 people escorting some 20 migrants over an alpine pass in April this year. They were responding to a blockade at a nearby pass set up by several dozen far-right activists from Identity Generation who want to keep migrants out. The activists had argued they took part in a spontaneous demonstration intended only to counter the far-right protests. France's Constitutional Court ruled in July that people could not be prosecuted for aiding migrants in distress, saying they went against the basic French principle of solidarity. However, the court's ruling does not allow people to directly facilitate illegal border crossings. The activists have 10 days to appeal the ruling by the court in Gap, where around 100 supporters gathered outside the courthouse on Thursday. Well, Kosovo's NATO-led peacekeepers moved troops through the Serb-dominated north on Thursday amid high tensions with Belgrade on the eve of a parliament vote to create a Kosovo army. Well, a spokesman for the international K4 forces, which guarantees the security of the former Serbian province, now confirmed the deployment and said it was part of quote-unquote normal exercises all around Kosovo. K4 spokesman Vincenzo Grasso said they have a couple of convoys moving around, with one of them going to the north, adding that there was no reason for alarm. During the morning, around 50 K4 vehicles moved through the divided city of Mitrovica and headed north of the direction of Leposavic, a mostly Serb municipality in Kosovo. Zoran Todic, the top official in Leposavic, confirmed their presence and said the troops were heavily armed and equipped to prevent demonstrations. K4 troops were later seen returning south. According to the Peacekeeping Mission's official Twitter account, it was conducting a regular training activity to keep ready to be rapidly deployed all over Kosovo in line with its mandate. The exercise comes during a tense moment between Kosovo and Serbia, which fiercely opposes Pristina plans to turn its crisis response force into a full-fledged army. Belgrade refuses to recognize the independence Kosovo declared in 2008, a decade after a brutal guerrilla war, and has maintained strong links with Serb communities there. And UN Chief Antonio Guterres announced on Thursday a series of breakthroughs in peace talks with the warring parties in Yemen, including a ceasefire for a vital port. In a highly symbolic gesture on the 7th and final day of the UN-brokered peace talks in Sweden, Yemeni Foreign Minister Khalid al-Yamani and rebel negotiator Mohammed Abdel Salam shook hands to loud applause. If implemented, the deal on the Hodeidah port, a key gateway for aid and food imports to the country where 14 million people stand in the brink of famine, would mark a major turning point after 4 years of devastating war. But a number of key issues remain unresolved. A new round of talks is scheduled for the end of January, with analysts predicting the U.S. will continue to up the pressure on ally Saudi Arabia to end the conflict. The fighting has triggered what the UN calls the world's worst humanitarian crisis, with 1 child dying every 10 minutes of preventable causes. International pressure has been mounting to halt the fighting between the Iran-linked Houthis and the government of Abd Rabur Mansour Hadi, backed by Saudi Arabia and its military allies. The UN will play a leading role in monitoring the Red Sea port, which is under rebel control, and facilitate aid access for the civilian population. The January talks will focus on a framework for negotiations in a political process, which Guterres said was the only solution to the conflict. Coming up, 2022 Qatar World Cup may have 48 teams competing. But we'll start with the heat is on story with Harimau Malaya are in high spirits ahead of their AFF Suzuki Cup 2018 final second leg clash against Vietnam at their meeting stadium in Hanoi tomorrow, as two defensive stalwarts have recovered from injuries. And the two players are central defender Aidil Zafwan Abdul Razak and left back Muhammad Shazwan Andik Muhammad Ishak, who did not feature in the first leg at the National Stadium Bukit Jalil last Tuesday, which ended in a 2-2 draw. National coach Tan Cheng Ho acknowledged that the return of the two defenders as well as Muhammad Jami Safari from a one-match suspension was a big relief.
Kita harap dengan kembalinya tiga pemain tonggak di bahagian defend tu sedikit sebanyak membantu kita dari defending line lah, tetapi masih lagi kita tahu bahagian serangan Vietnam begitu pantas dan cepat mengambil peluang, dan kita sekali lagi kena berjaga-jaga dan kena begitu fokus lah untuk 90 minit.
Cheng Ho did not rule out the possibility of a change in formation, especially in defense, as it was breached easily in the first leg.
Demi Malaysia. Demi satu piala. Demi merebut tahta juara di Asia Tenggara. Dengan mencatat 6,4 juta jumlah tontonan dalam perlawanan akhir satu. Teruskan sokongan anda bersama kami dalam perlawanan akhir 2. Vietnam bertemu Malaysia, Sabtu 15 Disember 8 malam di TV2 dan RTM HD Sports. Harimau Malaya, kami bersamamu.
Guess Malaysian fans all can't wait for that. Now, FIFA President Gianni Infantino says a majority of football federations support increasing the number of teams playing at the 2022 World Cup in Qatar from 32 to 48. Now, speaking at a press conference after a 3-day FIFA summit in Doha, Infantino said the idea had widespread backing from associations across the globe.
So far, of course, a majority is in favor, because 16 more teams to participate means not only 16 more countries having the World Cup fever, but also 50 or 60 more countries being able to dream to qualify realistically.
FIFA had said it will make its final decision in March at its next council meeting after the completion of a feasibility study. It has backed a 48-team tournament to become the norm from 2026, when the World Cup will take place in the USA, Mexico and Canada. And he said that Qatar would consider the idea of a 48-team World Cup in 4 years' time. Any decision to extend the tournament would be faced by logistical and political problems. The 2022 World Cup, the first in West Asia, will take place over 28 days, not the usual 32, as in Russia earlier this year. In Bayern Munich, striker Robert Lewandowski has stressed that the Bundesliga giants cannot afford to drop any more points if they are to challenge leaders Borussia Dortmund and claim a 7th consecutive Bundesliga title. Now, the reigning champions beat Nuremberg 3-0 on Saturday, but remain 9 points adrift of leaders Borussia Dortmund as they continue to play catch-up. Commenting on Bayern's 9-point deficit, Lewandowski said Bayern still have a big gap to leaders Dortmund. The poll, however, is confident, citing that Bayern have found their rhythm again, which means they are playing better defensively in every game and can do more in attack. And after drawing 3-3 with Ajax Amsterdam in the last group game of the Champions League, attentions return to the Bundesliga for the final 3 games of 2018, with the first against Hannover away, followed by RB Leipzig at home and Eintracht Frankfurt away. With a full haul of 9 points, the only result likely that will see the champions in with a chance of defending their title into 2019. And that concludes this afternoon's edition of News on 2. In our top story, Immigration Department nabs 204 illegal immigrants of various nationalities. Well, News on 2 will come on again this evening at 7 p.m. for more updates. Now, just a heads up for tomorrow's news at 7, the English Bulletin, the Tamil and Mandarin will all be shortened to make way for the AFF Suzuki Cup at 8 p.m. Until then, I'm Muhammad Aminin. Thanks for watching.